so jealous, he made rules for Yolanda's blind date.
Her date could not go to her house, she could not go to his house, and she had a 1 a.m. curfew.
But once she met this bad boy,
I wasn't even thinking about Al.
the rules went out the window.
I went to pick her up at her house. We went back to my house, took her back to her house like at 4:35.
After Al breaks a few rules too,
She was in your bed? In your bed?
will she still be cool with his rules?
We broke all of them.
Or will they have a change of heart?
I'm Chris Jagger. Welcome to Change of Heart. 7 months ago, their chemistry was combustible. Well, in science class, that is, where he let her cheat off his papers. I guess that was good because she got an A and she got her man. Well, they moved from experiments in the classroom to experimenting in the bedroom. So please, welcome Yolanda Meadows and Al Grant. Good to have you guys here. Al, we heard about chemistry class. What about anatomy? Tell us about that.
Well, Chris, Yolanda's probably the sexiest woman I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh, I hear that.
On the sexy scale from 1 to 10, she probably rates about 1,000.
She's way over the top.
Yeah.
Al, besides the physical part, what else do you like about Yolanda?
I think Yolanda's probably the most humorous person I've ever met. I mean...
Good. Nice sense of humor.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I could talk to her. We converse really well, and I love that about her.
And Yolanda, when was it that you realized you had feelings for Al?
The first time I saw him cry, my brother told me that, you know, when a guy cares about you when you see him cry. And he cried in front of me, and I just was like, oh, I care about him so much.
You got that nice sensitive touch.
Yeah.
Now, Yolanda, what about other things in your relationship? Would you say Al's the jealous type?
He is so jealous. He has to send a bodyguard wherever I go.
Well, bodyguard?
Oh, yes. Which is his cousin, and she has to report back to him and let him know everything that I did. He searches my purse, okay? When I'm not there, he's going through my purse looking for numbers and everything.
Al, that's a little extreme. You got the cousin following around, you're searching through her stuff. What's going on?
Well, Chris, I only search through her things because she comes home with 100 numbers. I mean...
That's not her fault.
No. I mean, she gotta go to a club every single night. I mean, I just feel like if I'm at home, why do you need to be out?
Now, how about Al, if you're home and a woman will call your house, does she trust you?
Chris, she knocks me over to answer my phone. She interrogates the woman who, if it is a woman, on the phone, and then they never want to call back. I mean...
The only reason why I do that is because when the girls call the house, say who you are. Don't hang the phone up when I pick up. Then they call back 2 minutes later and they're talking.
They hang the phone up because they're scared.
Yeah.
Now, Al, what about Yolanda's expectations as to the way that you should be treating her in this relationship?
Yolanda feels she should be treated like a princess. She feels I should kiss the ground she walks on, and she should be put on a high pedestal, you know?
And you don't feel the same way, like you should be doing that?
I do, but to the extent she wants it, no man could ever get to that expectations.
But see, the thing is, Al is spoiled. So he wants me to do everything for him like his mom. And...
And you're not going there. You're not doing that.
I'm not doing that, no.
Now, Al, what about when Yolanda gets upset? Is she easy to deal with? She takes things in stride?
Yolanda grinds and nags me to death.
What happens, Al? Does she start arguing with you? Or?
I mean, it'd be a little argument, and Yolanda has to have the last word on every little argument.
But the reason why I do that is because he's always pissing me off. Literally. Like, he drinks my juice when I tell him not to.
Come on, all right, let's talk about some of his habits. Yolanda, what's Al's worst habit?
He cannot live without picking his nose.
No! Come on, dude, I shook your hands. What's the matter with you? In public all the time?
In public, he picks his nose in his sleep. I have to wake up.
In your sleep?
I have to pop him in his sleep.
That's not true.
Now, what about something about Yolanda that we would never guess by looking at her? What would
Yolanda is the biggest hypochondriac you could ever in the world.
Always say.
Yolanda will get a small mosquito bite and she swears she's coming down with some big plague.
The reason why I'm a hypochondriac is because he is, okay? He has a blue book that has nothing but diseases and everything in it, and every time he reads the book, he thinks he has a disease. So that's why I'm like that.
So now, Al, obviously the two of you have problems with jealousy. Why fan the flames, come on the show, go on these dates?
Well, I feel right now it's a trust issue with us, man. I feel that we've been through 100 arguments, and I feel right now it's a trust issue, so maybe we go on separate dates. there's a possibility we could see if we could restore that trust.
Okay. Now, up next, we're going to meet the dates, and we're going to find out why Al could describe what his date wore to bed. We'll get the details next. Stay tuned. We are here with Yolanda and Al. Now, Al asked us for a woman who has more sex appeal than Jennifer Lopez, more basketball smarts than Michael Jordan, and more moves in the bedroom than Hugh Hefner. Well, I gotta tell you this, after his date, Al was very happy that we delivered. So please welcome Niema Green. Hello, Niema. Good to see you. Welcome to the show. And Niema, you know, blind dates can be very nerve-wracking. What did you do to ease the tensions?
Okay. Okay, when he first walked in, I gave him a big kiss.
Wow.
It was an innocent kiss, a little church tongue. I thought maybe it would, calm him down.
Right.
A little church tongue?
Yeah,
Not much tongue, just a little.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Just a little.
So, Al, you're starting off right away on a high point. Any lows to the date?
Definitely. Naima was 6 hours late for our date.
6 hours.
Okay, wait a minute.
She's 6 minutes late, 6 hours late. She don't look like she spent that much time on her hair.
Now, Yolanda, if that was you and you were that late for a date with Al, how would he have acted towards you?
He would have threw a fit. He would have been stomping, and he would have been upset. We probably would have even went out after that. I don't understand why y'all still went out if she was 6 hours late.
So, Niema, here you are 6 hours later. How did you distract him?
I spoke to him the whole time. And I told him why I was late. My father was in a car accident. So I had to stay up there. I couldn't come down.
So, did you do anything else, though, to distract him, to avoid that tantrum?
Yeah, I gave him a photo album of pictures of me and my friends, and he was looking at it while I was getting dressed. And then he saw this picture of me in an outfit, and he was just like, okay, change now. Put this on. Put that on. But I thought it was kind of sexy. He was a little bossy.
So you didn't mind that at all, that he was a little pushy that way?
No.
So, Al, describe what it was that she put on.
This was a leather sexy skirt. The matching top and some nice stilettos. She was really hot that night.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
But I'm pretty sure she didn't look as hot as I would have looked in it, okay? Okay?
But what about with your date, though? Were you given instructions about what you could wear?
I had to wear sweatpants.
Sweatpants?
Sweatpants.
Now, Al, you got her in like a leather miniskirt, you got her in sweatpants. That's not fair, is it? All right. Now, Al, she was dressed really sexy, obviously. What about topics at dinner that were keeping you in the mood, for romance?
Definitely. Naima loves sports, and I'm a person that loves a woman who loves sports, so that definitely kept the vibe going.
I like sports.
So it's a good conversation. She knew she could carry on a conversation.
You claim you like sports.
I like sports.
Yeah, he discussed that. He said she's always saying, yeah, I'll go to the game, yeah, I'll watch the game. But then she always backs out at the last minute.
He never bought any tickets to go to the game.
Yes.
Now,
Why is that?
Well, let me ask him about the date here, because Naomi, you're sitting there talking sports with him. Did he let you know that was a really good thing?
Yeah, he said he wished that he could whisk me off and marry me right then.
Oh, okay. You want to get married? You want to get married? You know her for, she was 6 hours late. Okay, she didn't spend that much time on her hair, and you want to marry her? Okay. Some of us don't have to work at it.
Wait a minute, Al, come on. You only knew her a short period of time. Why would you say something like that?
Only because she's really seductive, she's really sexy, and I feel that every man loves that, and that really attracts me to her.
I'm sexy too, and a lot of men love that.
Al, let me go back to the date. Since it started 6 hours late, did you guys have to call it quits after dinner because you're out of time, or what?
No. What we did was we rented a few movies or whatever, and then we watched the movies and then fell asleep.
And where was it that you were watching these movies?
In his sexy bed, as he likes to call it.
What? She was in your bed?
Big, sexy bed.
You had her in your bed?
No, like
In your bed? Oh, okay. All right. Okay,
All right,
it's on.
so let
on.
me ask you about this sexy bed. Was there some action going on there?
It was getting a little. I was getting a little heated. It was getting a little heated in the bed, but I kind of pushed for it to go a little further.
You were being aggressive?
I was being a little bit more aggressive. I mean, it was already getting really heated, but it wasn't going there. So
How was it already getting a little heated? How?
It was getting
So you were
hot.
making out a little bit?
There's a lot of making out. There's a lot of making out.
Now, Al, Yolanda has a
wouldn't do
legitimate
it.
question. You're ignoring her.
Yeah,
You'd
you're
like an
ignoring
explanation.
me. Yeah, you're ignoring it.
I'm not ignoring that.
Well, what do we mean by heated?
Nothing, just, you know, a church kissing. That was
church
that
Get
was
with the church
basically it.
kissing.
Yeah, what's the
No, we
church kiss?
stopped church kissing by the time we hit the
Is that where you
bedroom.
keep praying for
We
it?
stopped at church. But he had to, but honestly, he was a good guy. Like, he had like every excuse in the world. He was like, my roommate's at home, they'll hear us.
Oh, your roommate's at home. So if your roommate wasn't home, then what?
We don't have any condoms.
Well, he's trying to cover, I guess. Now, Al.
We don't have any condoms. I said I had them in my purse. Oh, my mom's gonna watch the show. My mom's gonna watch the show, and I don't want her to see, you know. So he had like every excuse in the world.
So, Yolanda, he resisted. Al, I know it was your idea to come on the show. How do you feel now that after you've done the date and everything that you did this?
Well, I really didn't believe that one date could, you know, really change the whole relationship thing. But right now I'm kind of confused. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically,
So basically, I'm in a fill-out period right now. I'm not sure what I'm
a
gonna
fill-out period.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, a little on the confused side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, we've only heard half of the story because the other half is coming up. In fact, Yolanda's date is next, and there was some major sweating and rubbing going on that date. Find out who was rubbing what when we come back. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. We heard about Al's date. Now, let's meet Yolanda's. Now, Yolanda told us that Al is so jealous he made rules before she went out. Her date could not go to her house. She could not go to his house. They could only go to dinner, and she had a 1 a.m. curfew and absolutely no kissing. And this is from the guy who spent the night with his date kissing her in his sexy bed. Anyway, we fixed Yolanda up with a man who describes himself as a rule breaker. Please welcome Lou Vasquez. Hey, Lou. Good to see you, man. You know Yolanda? All right, have a seat. And Yolanda, since there was all these rules, how'd that make you feel that you were going to go on a date with all these restrictions?
I just was like, well, we're gonna go out, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna be serious about it.
And you're just going to see how it plays out?
Yeah.
All right. And Lou, what's your opinion of a guy who's got a girlfriend that makes all these rules?
Well, to me, that shows a sense of low self-esteem, no confidence. You know, that's more like a parent, not a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? If she was with me, it would be no rules because I have trust in people. So.
I know. I want to know if she broke any of the rules. So, Lou, let's start with how you guys hooked up.
Well, I went to pick her up at her house.
All right. You went to the house. There's
No
rule
doubt.
number one.
When she came out, all I saw was thighs because she had some really sexy tight clothes. Word up. Word up. Thighs all over. It had me turned on. I was ready for the date, you know. Let's get this started. What?
So, and Yolanda, when you met Lou, what was the first thing you noticed?
Oh, I love tattoos. And he showed me his tattoo.
He's got them all over.
He showed me his tattoo on his chest.
As he's covering up now, being modest. Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you, sir. Anything else you noticed about him, Yolanda?
Oh, his chest is the bomb, okay? I don't even know what the tattoo was. All I saw was chest. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Now, Yolanda, anything that you didn't like, anything that was negative?
He was too short.
A little short.
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed about him being so short. I mean, I think on his application he lied about being 5'9", because Al is 5'9", and he's shorter than Al.
Well, you want to have him stand up and see who's taller here? Can we see Lou stand up for a second and Al, but let me see. And they both claim to be 5'9". Nah, I don't know about that. Okay. Have a seat. Yolanda, I take it that Al's chest isn't drool-worthy. Is that what it is?
No, Al's too skinny.
It's like a pirate's chest, sunken.
Anyway, he's the skinniest guy I ever dated.
Chris,
okay,
Chris,
and
I am not skinny.
he takes weight supplements.
She needs
Okay,
steroids.
and he
That is
works
not
out.
skinny.
You're tall.
He needs to start taking steroids now. Wait till it ain't working, money.
No.
Let me ask you, what'd you learn about Yolanda that made maybe you drool?
Oh, well, she told me she used to be a exotic dancer, and right there, I started getting turned on by that alone, but she said Al had a little problem with it, made her stop. And once again, small man syndrome, kind of weak, hard, you know, no confidence.
Now,
If she was with me, she could dance, it don't matter.
you wouldn't
She
mind
had-
that.
Nah,
Now,
never.
Lou, earlier Al was saying that she comes off like wanting to be treated like this princess and up on the pedestal. Did she come off that way for you?
Not at all. She was very down to earth, had a good sense of humor. We were talking about past experiences, you know,
You
just
met her
kicking
one
it.
time. What do you expect?
So, Yolanda, did Lou show any signs of nasal archaeology, as we like to politely put it, or nose picking like Al did?
No, I'm so happy he
wasn't digging around?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
But neither was Al. Al did not pick his nose the entire time we were
You
together.
didn't experience
He
that?
did not do it one
Like
time.
you said, that's the first date.
Lou, we already know that Yolanda's broken a couple of Al's rules. Did you convince her to break any more on this date?
Yeah, we broke all of them.
Oh, yeah?
But after dinner, we went back to my house. I had to change, go out dancing, and while I was changing, I had to make my brother dinner. While I was changing, I was thinking about how she said she was an exotic dancer. So I want to see her moves. I want to get her dances. Word up.
So you got a little performance. And Yolanda, were you concerned that you were maybe getting in trouble with Al because you broke some of those rules?
No, I wasn't even thinking about Al on
Word
that.
up.
So Yolanda, you went out with Lou to a club. Is that something you'd normally do with Al?
No, Al's too cheap.
You gotta take the woman out once in a while.
I'm not cheap, Chris. I'm
He's
not
always
cheap.
complaining about how much things cost.
I know where I want to
and-
spend my money, that's all.
So Lou, you were anticipating her moves because she was getting you all turned on. How'd she do when you were out there?
Oh my, when she started, she had me turned on. She was shaking in all the right places, you know what I'm saying? Not only did she have my attention, but everybody else that was dancing, even if they were with another girl, they were still staring at her. She had
They were
to,
checking it
no
out.
doubt. She had to move.
And Yolanda, were you moving in on Lou? I mean, were you guys getting close?
Yeah, it's at one point we was hot and it was sweaty and everything. He started rubbing on my back and blowing on my neck, and I started wiping his head and everything. I was like,
So
woo!
Lou, how about when she starts rubbing your head? How did you react to that?
Oh man, all sorts of animal instincts came out right there. Right there, she rubbed my head, I grabbed her, and I had to kiss her. That's
Oh,
how I
yeah.
felt. What? After we kissed, I was
There goes
feeling,
another rule been broken.
What?
And Yolanda, how'd you feel about that?
Kiss was nice.
I was feeling it. We kissed, we danced, we
But
kissed some more.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I wanted to give him a little bit more, but I was kind of, holding back.
Was yours like that church kiss that we heard about earlier?
I don't know what church
Not a
kiss
church-
is. I don't know what
Not
that
a little
is.
tongue, none of that.
So Yolanda, you're holding back though, you said a little bit, but was it because of Al?
Yeah, it was because of Al. I was thinking about him. Obviously, he wasn't thinking about me, but that's
what I'm
okay.
saying?
That's all right.
So you were being a little bit respectful, you were
Yeah.
trying to. So far all these rules have been broken. What about the 1 a.m. curfew? Did she at least make that?
Not even. At 1 a.m. we got our first drink.
Oh, really?
We getting
You
our
were
first
still
drink
partying.
at 1. We ended up took her back to her house like at 4:35. Gave her a nice little hug, goodnight, a little kiss, another kiss, you know.
All right, so
She could
Al,
kiss.
she broke all the rules, I guess. She was right.
Let's see.
All right, we'll see if she breaks one more thing here today. We don't know. Yolanda and Al have had 7 months together so far. Will they have even 7 more minutes? We don't know. We're going to find out next, though. Stay tuned. Came here today because they felt that their jealousy was just taken away from their enjoyment of each other. They hoped that by dating other people, they could learn to trust so that Yolanda could throw out all those numbers and Al could call off his bodyguard. So let's see where we are. Al, we're going to get your decision first. Now, it's been a 7-month relationship that you've been in, so obviously some time is invested. But we sent you out with Niema. Right. You guys had a really good time. You ended up spending that night in your sexy bed doing a little kissing and making out. What do you say?
Well, I feel I had a really great date with Niema. And I just feel like on one day you really can't get to know a person. And since I really know Yolanda really well, I'm going to stay together.
You want to stay together? All right, Niema, sorry things didn't work out for you.
It's okay.
Now, Yolanda, let's get your decision. You guys both have jealousy issues. Al does want to stay together, though. You went out with Lou. You guys had a really good time. Seems like you had a lot of fun, but you do have to make your own decision. What do you say?
Well, Lou treated me like a princess that I am. So I have changed my heart.
Change of heart. All right, and Lou, does that work for you?
No doubt.
Lou says no doubt. All right, so Yolanda, what was the one thing about the date that made you decide?
Well, Al gave me all these rules about things he didn't want me to do. And he turned around and did the things that he didn't want me to do on his date, and I don't respect that at all.
All right, well, it started out as a trust issue, now it's ended as a disrespectful issue, I
Yep.
guess, and you didn't appreciate that.
No.
All right, well, good luck to you guys in the future. That is our show for today. Thanks to Niema and Al, and good luck to Yolanda and Lou. See you next time on Change of Heart.